Hey, Honors College Accounting. Happy asynchronous day. Good to see you. I made you a video last week, so now I'm like, wow, they can see me 3 days a week instead of just 2. So the point of this video is to be just kind of short and sweet. I want to just double check and make sure that you did the first 2 parts of the Chapter 7 Mastery correctly so that you guys can get on with it and tackle parts 3 and 4 and hopefully submit it today. Okay? So let's get right after it here. Let me go ahead and scooch this down. I'm on page 230 of the textbook. Okay, and there's the mastery problem. You should have journalized these 3 transactions and then again gone ahead and made proper notations in the plant asset records. Okay, so let me go ahead and show you how those are going to look in your journal. Okay, let's see. We're going to start with March 2nd. All right. So March 2nd, basically we had a computer that we had to depreciate a little bit more. Okay. So your first step was to go to your, let me get my face out of here so you guys can see my screen a little better. There we go. I know you'll miss seeing my face. There we go. All right. So here's the computer in my plant asset record in the last tab. And you needed to fill in this last section, okay, for 2011. 2011, we sold it in March. So we only used it for 2 months. 2011, okay. And so that's how that ended up looking, all right? And then we're going to go ahead and do this additional little bit of depreciation. So come with me into the general journal. And here is that additional depreciation. Okay, so that's your step 1 of additional. Okay, so step 2 then is to get rid of and trade the old one in for a new one. All right, so here is how it is set up. So fancy, so cool. All right. And what I do when I'm filling these out is I'll fill in the information I know like right out of the chute. Okay, I know the date. I know when I read the text that I paid $660. That's why I'm in the cash payments journal. I also know that I can link this $1,000 to the accumulated depreciation from the plant asset record, and then I can link the original cost to this $2,300. For the old computer, $2,300. And then I have to calculate the value of the new computer. Okay, so add your 2 credits and subtract out your debit of accumulated depreciation, and that will tell you how much the new computer is worth to you. Okay, it's worth $1,960. So remember, this is an advanced class, so you got to keep thinking, okay, what do I do when I buy something new? Oh, I got to fill out a new plant asset record. So go to your plant asset records again. And this is the one we just sold. And I disposed of it right here. And I clicked on traded. Now go ahead and open a new one. I'm not going to show you everything here just quite yet. You're going to open a new one, March 2nd, put all your data in there. Then the book tells you that you need to, in the next transaction, let's take a look here. You're going to sell that computer. Okay. Now, this is where, I'm assuming none of you messed up, but maybe 1 or 2 of you messed up. This is where there's a possibility of a mistake. This is 2000x1, and then boom, 2000x3. Okay, so we're jumping a few years. So this transaction here means that we've owned this new computer for a few years, and now we're selling it. Okay, so 2.5 years, I've got to do some depreciation. So let's knock that out and check it out here in mine. So here's the new computer. I'm selling it September 6th, sold. And I bought it March. So that's 10 months of 2011, all of 2012. And then I'm selling it September 6th. So that means I used it January through August. That's 8 months of 2013. Okay. So a full year of depreciation is $553.33. So 10 months is 10/12 of that. And 8 months is 8/12 of that. Right? Give yourself a pat on the back if you did this all correctly, because that's fantastic. So what we're going to have to do for this September 6th transaction is we're going to start by journalizing this 368.89 as additional depreciation. Okay, so that's your step one, additional depreciation. Then we sold it for cash. So roll all the way up to your cash receipts journal. Here is the old computer, well, it's formerly new. Now it's old as of 2003. Here's the original amount. Here is the accumulated depreciation. The cash is $400. And when I do a subtraction, my two debits minus my big credit minus my two smaller debits, I get a loss of 176.67. Okay. Don't enter this in as a negative number. Make sure it stays positive. Okay. So if you take your debit minus your two credits, okay, the other way around, your credit minus your two debits, you should be in good shape. Okay. That's what happens when you make videos on Friday afternoon. All right. So that is that. Okay. That is our second transaction. Now, the third one, this one's super cool. All right. I hope you guys did this one correctly as well. You're buying an apartment complex. And here is the $900,000 purchase price is what we paid for it, but it was appraised for $1 million. Yes, I said it. $1 million. Okay. So we're going to go with splitting that up and figuring out that what part is the building, what part is the land. And then we're going to go ahead and journalize this accordingly. This is cool stuff. Okay. So take in all this information. You didn't pay cash for the whole thing. You paid cash for 50 grand and the rest is a down payment. Okay. So here we go. I am going to start by using a handy dandy, where did I put it? Oh, there it is. Okay. Using this over here. Okay. I threw this in for you to just kind of help you out. I filled in the $1 million. I filled in the $900,000. Then I know my building is 820. So with that in mind, my land has to be 180. Okay. I figured out my percentages. 820 of $1 million is 82%. And 180 of $1 million is 18%. So with that in mind, I can figure out this $900,000. 82% of 900,000 is 738. 18% is 162. Okay. So this is my breakdown. These are my assigned costs. All right. So when I purchase it, then zip, 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 zip. It's a thing of beauty. Okay. I'm going to unhighlight this one. We're done with that one. And this is the one we're on right here. Okay. So the building is worth 738. The land is worth 162. Got that from right here in column O. Then this is where it gets really cool. I put $50,000 down in cash. That's the down payment. And then how did I pay for the rest? I took out a loan, which is a note. Okay. So again, awesome if you did this all on your own. Still good if you understood my video. This is some cool complex stuff. All right. So in the mastery plant asset records, then does it ask you to fill out? No, it doesn't. Okay. It doesn't tell you to fill out a depreciation record. All right. So let's take a look at what you guys need to do today then. Today, I want you to finish with part 3 and part 4. Okay. Part 3 is preparing a double declining balance and maker's depreciation schedule for an office desk. Okay. So you've got to do each way, accelerated and then IRS version. And then we're going to do part 4. Okay, so let's take a look at part 3 first. This is so fun to do this together, isn't it? Isn't it fun to do together? Okay. All right, so let's start with part 3. So I've given you some working paper or some areas in the mastery plan assets for instructions 3 and 4. I tried to label it as best as I could. So here's that office desk. Here's a double declining room, okay? Remember what you have to do for double declining. You're going to take 100% divided by years times 2, okay? So I would take 1.0 divided by 7 times 2, okay? So I'm not going to show you the percent that you get, but that's the rate that you'll use, okay? You're going to do it for 7 years. And remember that you're going to use a rate for 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 years. And then your 7th year is just going to be depreciate the rest. Okay. So do not go below salvage value. Okay. Be careful. All right. So that's double declining. Now, when you do it for makers, modified accelerated cost reduction system, okay, or sorry, cost recovery system. I said reduction, meant recovery. Okay. Now we are told that it's a 7-year property class. And so on page 220 of the book, we've got to look up these rates. Okay. So we did this in class the other day. I'm going to just show you my textbook real quick. Okay. I'm going to go to page, I'm going to go to page 220. And here's my 7-year rates. 1429, 24, 17, boom, 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 boom. So remember, the last year is a partial year. The first year is a partial year. So it's going to take us 8 years, 8 lines to do a 7-year. Okay. So I'm going to leave that to you. And remember with makers, you depreciate it all the way down. Okay. So you're going to have a rate for each line. Okay. You don't need this line 9. I put it in there to throw you off. It should go all the way down to ending book value of 0. Each time you're going to multiply the rate times 2,900. Okay. You don't change the value that you multiply the rate times. Up here, you take your ending book value, put it in beginning book value, and then multiply the new beginning book value times the rate. Okay. So we'll talk about this a little bit on Tuesday, but I think you guys can do it. And then finally, oh, back to page 2. What was it? 230. Okay. Finally, there's this. All right. That's a lot of words, but it's really easy. Okay. Eastern has elected to begin the IFRS, okay, International Accounting, International Financial Recording System. Anyways, they're using IFRS to depreciate plant assets, and they bought a warehouse. And again, they put some money down, and they signed a note. Now the warehouse has an appraised value of 250. That's 45% of this. Thus, the cost attributed to the building is here. And we're going to go ahead and throw this into the table that I gave you way down at the bottom right here. Okay. So go ahead. This is all you have to do for part 4 is fill this in. All right. And you'll be in good shape. All right. I'll check in with you guys tomorrow morning. I'll see you Tuesday. I am at a conference on Tuesday, but it doesn't start till after our class is over. So we still get to have Honors College Accounting. So I'll see you normal time, normal place, Tuesday morning. See you later.